The ego's grip on humanity. The ego's grip on humanity is a chain we must shatter to unleash the boundless potential of our collective spirit. Welcome to the grand exploration of the soul's awakening. Join us as we leave our egos at the door and embark on a transformative journey. In the grand mosaic of human existence, our journey toward higher states of consciousness has always allured, promising a deep connection with the cosmos and an elevated awareness of our place within it. Yet, as we navigate this enigmatic path, there exists a formidable adversary that has for millennia obstructed our progress. The ego. Can we not help but wonder, is this ego, with its beguiling grasp on our minds, keeping us from experiencing the profound depths of our existence? The ego, in its multifaceted nature, creates various barriers that prevent us from delving into the profound depths of our existence. Beyond the materialistic attachment and fear it instills, the ego often leads us to harsh judgment, criticism, and an obsession with control. It clings to identity constructs, fosters desires for control, and thrives on grudges and resentment, all of which obscure our capacity to experience life's richness. Moreover, the ego encourages us to intellectualize experiences, get lost in storytelling, and resist vulnerability. The ego weaves a complex web of behaviors and attitudes that obstruct our experience of life's profound depths. Take, for example, the individual who tirelessly accumulates material possession, believing them to be the measure of success, but in doing so, loses sight of their inner well-being and spiritual growth. Or consider the person who constantly seeks external validation, paralyzed by fears of rejection and insecurity, and thus unable to take the risks. That might lead to profound personal growth. Then there's the critic, perpetually finding faults in themselves and others, unable to appreciate the unique beauty of each moment and individual. Some are tightly bound to their identities, be it their job title or social status, resisting exploration of new facets of their being, hindering their self-discovery. Others meticulously plan every aspect of life, shunning the beauty of uncertainty and the serendipity of the unknown. There are those who hold on to grudges, nursing bitterness from past grievances, missing out on the liberating effects of forgiveness and emotional freedom. And some dissect every emotion and experience, overanalyzing to the point of detachment, losing the depth of present emotion. Narratives of the past or future can ensnare others, preventing them from fully experiencing the richness of the present. Lastly, there are those who resist vulnerability, constructing emotional barriers to shield themselves, missing out on the profound intimacy and depth of human connections. These examples, drawn from everyday life, illustrate how the ego-driven patterns manifest and hinder our journey to the profound depths of existence. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward transcending the ego's limitation, opening the door to a more meaningful and profound way of living. These tendencies hinder our ability to be fully present, connect authentically with others, and appreciate the profound depths of our emotions, sensations, and relationships. By recognizing these aspects of ego-driven behavior and actively working to transcend them, we can begin to unlock the doors to a more profound and meaningful existence. Within the labyrinthine corridors of this complex and often elusive aspect of our psyche, we encounter an array of challenges that hinder our ascent. However, it is through the unraveling of these enigmas that we shall discover the path to transcendence. For when the ego surrenders, the soul awakens. How can we begin to untangle the web the ego has woven? By employing the practice of ego checking along the way. The materialist labyrinth. Let's set aside our material desires for a moment and explore the treasures of the soul. The ego, a cunning trickster, ensnares our minds with its relentless attachment to materialism, which is another facet of the ascension process. As we whirl in this materialist dance, could it be that we are blind to the ethereal truths that lie just beyond our grasp? When the ego surrenders, the soul awakens, revealing the concealed treasures of the soul. How might we begin this journey toward liberation from materialism, a part of the broader ascension process? What steps can we take to detach ourselves from the relentless pursuit of possessions and power, constantly checking our motivations for their authenticity? When the ego dies, the soul awakens. The shroud of fear and insecurity. Fear and insecurity have no place on this path to higher consciousness. Within the ego's dominion, a murky cloud of fear and insecurity festers, both of which are common during ascension. Can we release ourselves from these chains, embracing our authentic selves and soaring towards the boundless heights of higher consciousness, a significant aspect of ascension? How do we summon the courage to begin this transformative process, often encountered on the ascension path? What actions can we take to shed the fear, induced shroud that obscures our true potential, consistently checking in with our emotions and fears? When the ego dies, the soul awakens. The illusion of separation. Join us in breaking down the walls of division. The ego thrives on division, weaving a narrative of separation and conflict, which is contrary to the unity sought during ascension. Do we long for unity and harmony as prerequisites for our collective evolution? And if so, how do we liberate ourselves from the ego's divisive hold? When the ego surrenders, the soul awakens and unity becomes our guiding light, aligning with the goals of ascension. What steps can we take to embrace this interconnectedness and work toward unity, continually checking our biases and prejudices? When the ego dies, soul awakens. The chains of resistance. Change is the key to growth. In the ego's realm, change is an unwelcome guest, often a challenge encountered during ascension. Are we stifled by this resistance to change, preventing us from adapting, learning, and evolving, which are essential aspects of ascension? How can we break free from the chains of resistance and embrace the transformative power of change as part of the broader ascension journey? Consistently checking our willingness to grow, the mirage of self-centricity. Let's uncover the beauty of our shared existence. Perhaps the most profound enigma within the labyrinth of the ego is its relentless identification with the self. Do we find ourselves trapped in this egocentric perspective, preventing us from experiencing the sublime unity and connectedness that define higher states of consciousness, a fundamental aspect of ascension? How do we begin the process of unmasking this illusion and embracing a deeper sense of unity as encouraged by the ascension process? What practices can help us transcend the ego's self-centered view and recognize our interconnectedness with all of existence, continually checking our thoughts and actions for traces of self-centeredness? Join the cosmic party of unity and enlightenment. This ego, like a persistent shadow, has consistently loomed over our journey to higher consciousness, casting a foreboding presence along our path. But take heed, for we possess the power to confront it. As we've delved into the intricate challenges posed by the ego, it becomes evident that we can surmount them, unveiling a realm of heightened awareness, unity, and profound spiritual revelations. The time has come for each of us to rise to the occasion, firmly cast the ego aside, and contribute to the evolution of humanity toward elevated states of consciousness. For when we ultimately release the ego's suffocating grasp, we find ourselves welcomed into a cosmic arena where unity and enlightenment reign supreme, shrouding us in their mysterious embrace. When the ego dies, the soul awakens. So, are you in?